What's up guys, Anfield here. Welcome back to another replay review very soon after the last one I did, and this was one that I considered doing before when I picked the AMX game because Swedish has enticed me here with his Object 260 by saying this is the world's luckiest 260 game, so I'm curious to see what he gets so lucky about. I assume it's RNG related, but I'm not entirely sure. His in-game name is Ceres, but I know him as Swedish. So he's in his 260, which is not a tank that I currently own because I haven't done the missions. I have all the medium tank, heavy tank missions done. I did them ages ago actually. But I haven't done the medium tanks and, the light tanks and the tank destroyers because, yeah, I don't really play those classes, so rip me, I guess. Maybe one day I'll grind this tank out. It actually still does seem like a half-decent tank when I see people play it, so. Yeah, okay, so he's not going 1-2 line, and he says because of the Kranwagen, which is fair enough. They do have a Kranwagen, which means the Kran will just roll over the 1-2 line so long as he has backup. If he's alone, obviously they would be able to win the 1-2 line, but otherwise that Kranwagen, if it's a slow fight, that Kranwagen will just trade way more effectively. These guys have taken the short route over to the 9-0 line, and they should get punished for it. Yeah, it's just a little bit unbalanced towards the north, where this crossing is very exposed if a light tank lights it, which they do have lights and mediums both lighting this. I have a lot of tanks prepped for that shot. If I was his allied team, the two medium tanks that are on the 1-2 line should relocate back to the base, and the artillery should do the same. I'm not sure why the artillery is at A4. I really hope that he gets away and leaves, because otherwise he's going to complain about his team, even though he should have the situational awareness to realize that flank will fall. Silly, silly guy. But artillery aren't really known for their brains, so that's okay. A lot of his teammates still in the base. Realistically, you have to kind of push this flank very aggressively, because as you can see, the 1-2-3 line is already beginning to fall. This flank actually isn't so bad, the flank he's on. It's a really fun flank to actually brawl on. The problem with how the game is designed, when you have flanks that are more designed for faster medium tanks, like the 1-2 line, those flanks collapse and are won over quickly. And so as a result, even though you may be a heavy tank on quote-unquote the correct flank, you could lose the game because you lose map control so fast and get surrounded, lodged between their heavy tank force and the medium tanks. So yeah, this has to be pushed aggressively and quickly. Although how aggressively quickly you can push this with a mouse, I don't know. And I don't know how that CDC bounced that shot. Well, he said he was lucky in this game, so I'm sure the luck is going to come later. Able to get a cheek shot on the VK there. That's pretty nice. But yeah, that bat shot already is going to go down, so I probably won't be reading the chat permanently. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out on if the bat shot already whines and complains about noob team. And speaking of artillery, that's the M53-55 saying you're not allowed to have fun. Swedish is going full aggro around here. Ooh, this is risky. Yeah, it has to be very, very careful. I guess he has the Emil 1 for cover, but yeah, this is dangerous to fight a mouse like this. Although the mouse wasn't able to angle his turret away fast enough against the heat of the 260. I'm not actually sure what the heat 260 pen is. I'm kind of curious to know, but the mouse is going to overmatch his turret. There's hatches on the turret as well that he can pen, so Swedish is going to have to sort of adjust his strategy here. Although if the mouse pushes further over this hill, he's going to lose gun depression, which is what's happening. M53-55 just making sure everyone's not having too much fun here. And okay, alright, so now his T10 is in the VKs behind him. He has to push the mouse so that he doesn't get shot in the back. This is why this is a little bit sketch. Quick. 260 does have a very good speed and maneuverability, so I should be okay. Alright. Well, now we might as well push the VK. The mouse is stuck in the middle of nowhere. So, yep, nice shot on the VK, baiting the shot. Just about got away from the mouse, and he's going to run away, which is the correct decision, I think, here. Actually, really, really well played there by Swedish. Very, very well played. You always want to push against one tank, you know, try and limit the amount of flanks you can. So once he saw the VK coming behind him, he pushed around the mouse so he could avoid getting shot 2 times. Which is something that is a very little good microing skill, and it's about situational awareness and things like that. When you have the kind of speed of a 260, you can really kite these big, slow German heavies around. So that was actually a really nice play by Swedish there. Very, very nicely done indeed. So he's going to have to kill the mouse here, and then after that, he can either return to the base or push up the 9-0 line. I'm kind of curious to see what he actually does. That was too angled to pen the mouse in that situation. Should be able to get him here on the side probably. Yeah, just gonna... Oh, be careful though because of the... Oh. So risky with all those bumps and terrain imbalances. You know, 260 does not have a lot of gun depression, so a little bit sketch, but he got away with it in the end. CDC desperately trying to pen him. He's been sniping this entire game, and I'm not really sure if the CDC has actually done any damage. That snap didn't come off. So he is going to push the CDC and maybe look for the artillery, I guess. He's actually reloading HE now, you can see. Well, we'll have to see whether that works out for him. In before like 100 damage. Although he did say this is the luckiest game, so I won't be surprised if he HE Amaraks him or something. Alright, let's see. Oh, he's got a side shot. CDC giving him a side shot. And 532. That's not too bad. And an extra bit of ram damage for 200 there. I'm sure he'll take that any day of the week. Finally takes some damage from the CDC. Was just able to get to his side. So now let's see what he does. Is he going to push the base? It looks like he is. He's asking for help from his light tank, I assume. It looks like his base defense has done an okay job. You can actually lock that base down. The northern base, I feel, is quite strong. You can really lock that base down quite easily. There's lots of little hills and terrain differences. Oh, here's the artillery. His days of ruining people's fun are over for at least now. Oh, the T-49 is behind him. Swedish is desperately trying to turn his tank around. He only has 292 HP. He's actually got to be quite careful, but he has done just short of 7,000 damage so far. So he's actually had a pretty good game already, and there's still hit points left alive. Let's see if he can catch him. Nope. No, unfortunately not able to catch the T-49. He does have to be careful, though, because his allies are moving up. The E-50 hasn't been lit in a while. He might come from his side or in front of him. And, oh, actually, yeah, there he is. E-50. That is a slow-moving E-50. What the hell is he doing? Okay. Unable to do any damage to the E-50 there. I'm not sure if it just bounced off his lower plate, but it said critical damage, almost as if he'd hit a track or something, so I'm not really sure what happened to the shot. He really needs to be careful here, because the T-49 is coming around. He needs to back into his left. He needs to start turning left immediately, actually. Oh, this looks... Actually... Okay, alright. I'm not sure how the enemy team can throw this, but I'm fairly certain they are going to throw, because Swedish is alive at the end of this replay. I know that much from the after-battle stats. Oh... And he tracks the E-50 as well. The E-50 fluffs his shot. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Swedish shot way too low in the E-50 there and was able to shoot to the tracks, but not through the actual hull to do any actual damage. And how is he going to survive this? T-49 does 203 damage. E-50 goes down. T-49 should have the kill. What is he doing? Oh my god, if I was the enemy team right now. Although I guess they have no chance of winning even if Swedish does go down. But even still, what is he doing, man? Okay, now I know what he means by world's luckiest 260. Oh my god. 5 kills, 8,160 damage in the object 260. And he ended up getting 5.3k block damage as well. Wow. Okay, I know what you mean now by world's lucky. T-49 just had to stop and aim for like half a second and get around your back, man. I just... Wow. Anyway, really nice game there by Swedish. I actually really, RNG aside, I really like to play against the mouse in the VK. I think you did really, really well there. That was the correct decision to push against the mouse and avoid the shots and kite the tanks against each other. They have no momentum and you can really just play around with them like that. So really, well played by Swedish there. And a nice game, 8.6... Well, 8.16k. So, yeah, really nice game. And kind of makes me want to get the 260, but do I want to do TD and light tank missions? Probably not. Anyway, thanks so much for sending in your replay, Swedish. I will probably try to get to more replays as soon as possible as well. Try to get through at least a few of them, but I'm probably going to miss a load of replays, though. So keep sending them in. The link should be in the description if I don't forget. So, yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will catch you on the next video.